My name is Dr. Irene Obika, and I'm founder and CEO of Afrinanny. Afrinanny is the only online marketplace where Black families can locate child care providers with culturally relevant experience. I'll give you a little bit of background on why this was even started and created. So I'm a very busy entrepreneur. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I have two kids, a 3-year-old and a 10-month-old. And my husband is a pharmacist. He travels for work all the time. So I found myself at home a lot trying to raise my children. Although I was raised in New Orleans, my parents migrated to this country in the 80s from Nigeria. So I was raised in a very traditional Nigerian culture with the language, the food, the family, the festivities. And so now that I have my own kids, I really wanted to raise them in that sort of way. So, big problem happened in my life. I went online to locate the solution for this problem of finding culturally relevant care for my kids. And guess what? I couldn't find any solution. The current online caregiver space is very big. Here in the United States, it's a $100 billion market just every year. Globally, it's at $350 billion. That's every year. And despite the enormous amount of not only African people here in America, but around the globe in the diaspora, there were no opportunities for people like me to really locate childcare that was relevant to my family and people like me. Again, I know this is a very niche market, but in this country alone, Black people spend about $1 trillion a year, and many people are asking for these kind of services. So I created the solution. With Afrinanny, there are a few steps that caregivers would have to take in order to get on the platform. Of course, you have to be 18 years or older and complete a criminal background check. You have to be free and clear. You have to take a basic safety exam that was created by the team who are filled with specialized healthcare expertise. And you have to take a cultural assessment exam. The cultural assessment exam is not one that has right or wrong answers, but it would give the parents more insight on how you would take care of their child from a cultural standpoint. And we all hear the saying all the time, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, at Afrinanny, we are truly trying to create online villages and communities where families can connect and grow with each other. Many of the caregivers that I've interviewed for this platform, and just those that I've come across in my life, who are using other online caregiving platforms to get jobs, often say that they encounter a lot of prejudice and bias. And so oftentimes they find themselves not being hired. So they're pretty excited about the opportunity to finally get on the platform that has their specific needs in mind. Our competitors are many. These are some of the founders. I just wanted to present the imagery for you. Again, we kind of talked about the market size. And so with Afrinanny, we want to launch this spring. We have not officially launched yet, but we are seeing a little bit of traction. Just in about 4 weeks of soft marketing, we've had over 200 applications from caregivers that range from attorneys, people that used to own daycare, clinics, physicians, nurses. The community seems really excited. And of course, with a two-sided marketplace, you're always struggling with the supply and demand, making sure you're growing at a steady pace on both sides. And with the parents, we have that same enthusiasm as far as the numbers. Okay, I kind of already talked a little bit about how it works with the background checks and the testing. The way that we monetize on this, we created a kind of a cryptocurrency system that we like to call AfriCoin. One AfriCoin is equal to a certain amount of money, And it takes a certain amount of AfriPoints in order to unlock profiles to see the whole profile, to see if this family will match yours. Then you're able to communicate fully with the caregiver. With the business model that I just described and other ways that we're going to generate revenue, those are expected numbers from the consumer standpoint as well as the family. So of course, in this day and age of technology and businesses, you cannot thrive without having social media presence. So our marketing strategies include social media, the Facebook, the Instagrams, YouTube videos. Forming strategic partnerships are particularly important in this community. Talking to pastors of churches, HBCUs, and different organizations within the community has helped us. Again, with our competition, it's plenty out there, but we are a niche market, so we stand alone in this instance. We are the only ones that are doing criminal background checks, not only on the family, but on the parents as well. We want to create a very safe space for both parties involved. All of the tests are proprietary, and they were created with doctorate-prepared mental health clinicians like myself, as well as the skills tests and the other safety exams. And we do plan on having another stream of revenue where additional online training would be available for anyone that wants to take part in Afrinanny and what we're doing. Again, the caregiver can be and the families can be of any race, any culture, any creed. We welcome everyone, and we have interest from everyone, actually. So again, there's not a specific niche target marketplace for what we're doing. We would be the first. We have the caregiver incentive of having additional training to possibly increase their opportunities of getting chosen for certain types of jobs. And this is very community driven again. So that is our team for now. The first picture is me when I was 30 pounds lighter. The second picture is my co-founder. He's also a psychiatric nurse practitioner. He's a serial entrepreneur, family guy. He has kids, so he understands the industry. That's my husband in the middle. And the two young ladies on the end, we're really depending on them to be part of the recruitment strategies for millennials, because millennials are the ones that are utilizing technology, and they're looking for answers for these problems. So our vision is to be the world's largest marketplace for Black families to locate child care providers with culturally relevant experience. And I even have gotten some input from people that might not necessarily be Black, but they've adopted Black children or have Black kids in their family. And so they're really interested in this opportunity as well. Right now we're bootstrapping. We've been asking for money, like any startup, of course. And that's our forecasted revenue for the first year. And that's it. Give a round of applause. Thank you.
Ask our presenters, first question is, what can we as a community do to you besides give you large piles of cash?
Just getting the word out. I'm always looking for caregivers. Like I said in the presentation, when you have a two-sided marketplace, you're always looking for the supply side more than the demand, because the need is there, definitely. So getting the word out.
Chad Lawrence with Ballista. We're starting the first ad-based job platform that mitigates bias in the hiring process. Regarding location, where are you marketing specifically? And what are you doing to reach the individuals?
So we plan on launching in the DFW area first. We made some connections here in Houston, because that's where a large population of Black people are in Texas, especially Black immigrants. So Dallas, Houston is next, and then Austin, and then we'll go to the New York space, because that's where my partner is, and that's really where the largest majority of Black people in the country are. But we do plan on scaling to Canada, UK, across Africa, everywhere.
Anyway, I'm Baylor. That was a great presentation. Have you thought about as a means of revenue, being the actual portal for which people like pay their caregiver like through your platform? Because a small percentage of that can add up. I just didn't know that some of y'all had considered.
Yes, definitely. That is a revenue generating opportunity we considered. For now, we're focusing on building trust because I know this community and the team knows this community, and we know the number one thing that they're looking for is trust. Can we trust these people? Who are they? What are they doing with our money? So that's why that's something for later after we build that connection.
And so we hope that, of course, happens. But can you talk about the scenarios if you don't get the injection of capital that you'd like to go? How does that affect your plans? And if you do get the injection of capital, what are the first things you're investing in or spending money on?
For right now, we're bootstrapping, and so that's been going pretty well. That's why I always take a team approach. When you put your money together, it's a lot easier to launch and to go far. But we are spending most of our dollars on marketing and the technology. I actually interviewed a CTO that's down in Atlanta, and she's going to come on board. She has a PhD. She's training right now at Emory, doing machine learning and AI. So someone like that would be invaluable, bringing in her human capital to help the company grow.
So if you got the injection of capital, you continue to be on marketing and technology?
Yes.
CFO consulting. So question is, so good job. It has some numbers questions. Are your prices competitive, with others in the space? I mean, it's in the same ballpark, I would assume, or that's not the case?
Yeah, it's in the same ballpark. Initially, we're going to give away a lot of free stuff so we can get some momentum going and some traction and, again, to build that trust. But it's very competitive. We're going to add a yearly membership fee to be a part of the platform as well. But, yes, we are competitive.
I'm sorry. You say a yearly membership fee. What does that mean?
So in order for a parent, let's say a mom, to get on this platform to look for childcare, let's say she'll pay $60 a year. And every year she's there, she has to pay that $60 or whatever the rate we decide to. But you still have to pay additional fees in order to see certain features of the caregiver's profile. And for the caregivers, eventually we do want to charge them a membership fee to be a part of the group. And that's what most marketplaces in this space are doing.
I'm Jeremy Powell, Growth Director at Descara. I'm wondering how much of both the supply and the demand side are going to be new to this market, either as caregivers or as looking for caregivers because they haven't been able to find this niche.
Well, I know currently in this space, in my community, the Nigerian community, there's a WhatsApp group. And all day long, people are texting each other, any babysitters, any nannies, I'm looking for someone, constantly. Because in our culture, we believe in having children, on average, about 3 children a family. It used to be a lot larger than that. My mom had 6 children. So you can imagine the need for culturally relevant caregivers.
My name is Zach, I'm a financial planner, typically working with small to medium-sized businesses. My question is are all nannying websites just pretty broad, or are there multiple other companies out there targeting specific groups, like whether it be different continents or cultures similar to this one?
They're pretty broad. The largest competitor is in about 20 different countries, and on that website you can find a nanny based on languages spoken. And then when I went to the website to look for someone for my kids, I couldn't find any native African languages, despite the 1 billion Africans you have in this world. So that's what also prompted me to do this.
This second question, you said there's going to be potential training videos and things like that. Would somebody be able to watch enough videos or get enough training to where they could qualify themselves to work for a platform like this?
Yeah, so let's say, for instance, you're on the platform and you're seeing a lot of families from Ghana, and you know nothing about the Ghanaian culture. You'll be able to click on a link that'll send you to a live video. Well, it won't be live, it's pre-recorded, of someone from that culture teaching you specifically how to take care of that family through the foods, through the language, through the music, through specific things that the families look for when it comes to rearing their children. And after that, you'll take the brief test that you have to pass, and then you'll have a certificate to pop up to say, okay, I've been trained in Canadian culture. Then on your profile, that stamp would be visible to the families so they can possibly choose you. It's just a way of getting recognized more.
What are you doing to target different cultures from the continent? Meaning, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, and even, getting down into, there might be, like in South Africa, having someone from Lesotho and going after having someone that's cozy go to that house could be a disaster. So what are you doing to market to individuals to make sure that you're getting an accurate representation of what their culture is?
No, this is exciting for me. This is fun. So great question. Luckily for me, I'm in the nursing profession. So I'm surrounded around many African nurses from different cultures. So I've been partnering with them to possibly go to their community events, their churches, and pitch to them so they can get the word out. Again, WhatsApp groups are big in that community, and that's the way to target them specifically. But on a broader point, getting to the pastors, the leaders of the community, the different organizations.